Ring. Hello. Yes. Oh yes, this is a very good movie. I wanted to know about it. Because I don't hear much of anything. There's not even very many, if any, reviews on YouTube. Yeah. But I shouldn't spoil the ending? Well, maybe this is what I should do. I should do a review like it's from a theater. Like I should, tell my initial thoughts, good, bad, whatever, and then give a spoiler warning for the spoiler stuff. Because I can't do this review without talking about some spoilers. And give a spoiler warning so if they want to watch the movie, they can just, stop before the spoilers and go. Does that sound good to you? Alright, boss man, I'm on it. Hello! I'm talking about the movie Devour. It's on the back there. There's a little thing there. Actually, that's a spoiler. Don't look at that. Oh. Why would they advertise that picture? That's a spoiler. Oh, good God, that is a spoiler. Major spoiler. Alright. So like I told Mr. Boss Man, this review is going to be like movie theater review. It's the last review I'm doing before Halloween. Because I got other stuff going on I need to concentrate on. And Halloween, I'll probably be freed up, but I think I'm only going to do the 31 on 31 ranking that day. Because I'm not sure what time I'm doing Halloween stuff. So, yeah. So, this movie's called Devour. It stars Jensen Ackles, which is a little history with this. Okay, Family Video first came to town 15 years ago. Now it's no longer here. But, I used to, because I lived right down the block from it. So I would walk over and I would look around and I would rent movies and walk back home. I still live with my mom at this time. But, I live right there. And while looking through the movies, as a supernatural fan as I am, I saw a movie with Jensen Ackles on the cover, two other people behind him. It's called Devoured. I'm like, well, what is this? So I rented it, brought it home, and my God, this movie blew my mind. It's got a downer ending, I'll tell you that much about the ending. But it's still good enough that it, because I don't like downer endings, you know that. But for me, it still works. So, what is the story? The story is about the character of Jake, played by Jensen Ackles, and he's got his two friends, Conrad and Dakota, and it all revolves around this, online game called The Pathway, and eventually Jake finds out there's a sinister force behind this game. That proves deadly for he and his friends. That may prove deadly for he and his friends, I should say. So first off the bat, Jensen Ackles, even though it wasn't early in his career because he was on Days of Our Lives, but it was like around the time the Supernatural was coming on air. So he hadn't really been a hardcore horror actor at this point. It's even before My Bloody Valentine 3D that he was in, which I should have reviewed this month. I probably would have if I didn't decide to do the 31 on 31 ranking. But, Jensen Ackles does a good performance in this film. And it's shown through he's a college student, and even though he was 26 at the time, at least according to the way he said in Supernatural, he was a college student, he has a job, he has friends, and in this film he gets a sort of a girlfriend. His mom's in a wheelchair due to an accident that happened when he was little. Or a baby, at least. He's got an uncle who's a police officer. And it all gets derailed in as soon as this Pathway game comes into it, it all gets derailed. And just the amount of emotion that Jensen Ackles brings to this role. When he's happy, you could tell he's really happy. When he's upset, he's really upset. When he's angry, you could tell he's angry. When he's scared, you could tell he's scared. He's good at emoting what kind of feelings need to be emoted. Also, Shannon Sossman, who plays Dakota, also very good at emoting the kind of emotions you need. And even, what's his name? He was Henry Bowers in It Chapter 2. I can't remember his name, though. But he plays Conrad. and not Stacy Keach. I always want to confuse that. But he also has good emotions. The cast, good cast, and even maybe that wasn't. No, Shannon Sossaman is Marisol, not Dakota. I don't remember who plays Dakota, but if I had the actual, this is a 5-pack that I got at Walmart for $5, and I wish I would have the actual DVD, but I think I also have it on my Xbox, if I remember correctly, but emotions all around, good acting. Let's see, what else can I say about this movie that I love so much? The effects, alright? There are some practical effects in this that are pretty good. The death scenes, which I won't go into detail on, are great. There are some scenes that aren't like, it's not like kill scenes exactly. It's the aftermath that you get, you see, and the effects and what you see in the aftermath are pretty good. Likewise, the story is also good, about a college student who doesn't really know where he came from. He thinks he does, but there's something within his past that he is not really sure about, and so he takes this journey to find out the truth. I'm trying to not give anything away. And the people he meets, William Sadler has a cameo in this, and for what he gives, it's all right. For his small appearance is all right. So yeah. And there's also this effect that, according to the DVD case that I read when I rented this, Jake's supposed to get visions. He calls them day terrors because they're not dreams. But just short little visions of stuff that happens. And, they have this red tint. Whenever there's a red filter, whenever these visions are happening. And, most of the stuff is revealed in these, so I can't really say anything about them at this point. But I like how they do that. Now let's get to the bad. First and foremost, the villain. Aiden Cater is introduced as this villain by William Sadler, who says he has this story about Aiden Cater did something to his wife. And Aiden Cater is supposed to be this big bad that Jake's supposed to take down, at least what it appears. And he's not in the film. I'm not going to say exactly what happens, but he's not in the film for very long. He's not really that important, to be honest with you. And he's not really a big bad when it comes down to the end of the film. And you could have taken this character out of there, and the whole arc between. I understand that you had to introduce, a past for Jake to try to figure out exactly what happened in the past, but you could have just had William Sadler's character tell him where the ceremony went down. You didn't need Aiden Cater. I know you could say Aiden Cater died during an incident. You didn't need to have him in the film because it's an unimportant character in the overall story. Likewise, other characters that are not important are, they move the plot forward, but it's just for Conrad's characters. There's this African American guy and his girlfriend, and while they seem like there might be something going on between Conrad and the girlfriend, ultimately these two characters lead to nothing other than getting killed. I'll tell you that much. There are two of the characters that get killed. I won't say how, I won't say by who, but they do die, and it doesn't seem like they're really important. Also, while I did say that there's a good ending, the ending itself, which I won't ruin for you here, is sort of a negative. And that it's very ambiguous as to what actually happened. Did this happen? Did that happen? I'll go into that in the spoiler part of this review, but it's very ambiguous, and I'm not a big fan of ambiguous endings, like the Joker ending, people keep arguing if the whole movie really happened or if it's in his mind. I didn't really care for the movie, so I don't really care, honestly. Like I said, Visit Review is coming as soon as the Blu-ray comes out. I promise you that. I'm gonna give it a fair shot, okay? Different mindset. But I've never been a fan of ambiguous endings where you have to kind of put things together in your head. And this, it doesn't give you enough to try to put things together. Whether one thing happened or the other, you're not sure. Well, guys, that's all I can think of for non-spoiler stuff. So we're going to get into spoiler territory. So I'm going to give you a warning. Count of 5. Count down for 5. So spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, we are now in the spoiler territory. If you are watching this and you have not seen Devour, stop watching this video now. Find Devour. It's on Xbox Video, probably on PlayStation Video. Get it off eBay. Watch this movie. Find this collection for $5. Watch this movie first. Do not watch this part of my review until you have seen the movie. This is your warning. Alright? Now, getting into spoilers. So, this whole plot revolves around that there was an accident when Jake was a baby that caused his mom to be in a wheelchair. This accident actually kickstarts the entire plot of the film because Jake is playing The Pathway. The Pathway is this game. I didn't explain this in my non-spoiler. I guess I should have. A game that kind of messes with people, makes them do stuff they don't necessarily want to do. Like, they make Conrad kill the African-American guy and his girlfriend. They make Dakota kill the teacher that wants to sleep with her. And then they both mutilate themselves afterwards. And that's the aftermath. We see the aftermath where Conrad has cut off his tongue and stuck pencils in his ears. And you see that gore, which is great gore. And Jake realizes something's going on because he had a vision that he shot his own dad and then cut off his own tongue the night before. Likewise, there is the scene where his boss fires him because he wants to give his nephew the job. Jake gets mad. The Pathway says we can take care of it. And they have like a bunch of stuff stolen from the store, in which the boss blames Jake. But the video camera reveals that it was the boss that did it. Even though the boss didn't do it, the Pathway made it look like it was the boss. That's an aspect that I like. This whole plot... Now, I guess I could have said some of that stuff in a non-spoiler, but this is really the big spoiler. This whole plot revolves around the devil. And the devil is a female. And Jake is the child of the devil. And it's revealed that Aiden Cater, alright, took William Sadler's wife and did some sort of ritual on her, some sort of sacrifice. And he says that Aiden Cater sacrificed the wife and the unborn child. It's revealed, though, that Ann Kilter, I think was her name was actually the devil. And she seduced William Sadler's character so she could have a child. Aiden Cater was in charge of this whole shenanigans. Well, during the ceremony, the two adoptive parents of Jake found her, took the baby away because the baby appeared to be human. And because she had just given birth, the devil was powerless at that point. She was weakened, so she wasn't able to do anything about it. So years later, they set up this Pathway game to find him. And they manipulate people to do stuff, and they try to manipulate Jake. But Jake has that power to resist it, which is why he doesn't, shoot his dad, cut off his tongue, because he's resisting it. And that's how they know that it's him. Alright? Jake has been seeing this woman, Marisol, who came into the shop, the computer shop where he used to work, and needed help. He starts seeing her, and they even have slept together and been like boyfriend and girlfriend for like at least a week or two. But it's revealed at the end of the film that Marisol is actually the devil. You were banging your mom, bro. That's just wrong. It's a whole new level of porn I don't want to get into. So the climax, Jake and Marisol go to his uncle's cabin. His uncle is killed in what looks like to be a driving accident. Like he smashed into some wood or whatever, tree or something, and it killed him or whatever. This is when the shit really hits the fan, and Jake is lured out to the woods where the cabin was. Both of his adoptive parents are strung up, possibly dead, their blood, probably dead, their blood leaking into, dripping into this chalice type cup, right? And then you see this old woman there that he's been seeing, that he saw at the beginning of the film, who attacked him with a snake. And it's revealed to be Marisol. And it's revealed to be his actual birth mother. Which means that William Sadler is his birth father, if you think about it. So, she tries to make him drink the blood of his adoptive parents. But he's able to stab and kill her, but he's still forced to drink the blood. And he passes out. When he comes to, the cops have shown up. They're arresting him. And he has this inner monologue, because it starts, he narrates the beginning and the end. And he has this inner monologue where he narrates that, was it real? Was it all in his head? Did he actually kill his friends? Was he really the son of the devil? Did all this happen? Or did he murder people? Or did he go insane? It's left to the audience to make up what really happened. In my mind, everything actually happened, and he's being thrown into jail when he didn't do anything. That's what I think. But it's up to you to make up your own thing. But guys, this movie is great. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because I love this movie so much. So what are your thoughts on Devour if you've seen it? If you haven't seen it, go watch the fucking thing. Why are you still here? What? You haven't watched it? Well, don't watch the review. Okay. If you haven't watched it, why are you still watching the spoiler part? Go watch the movie. It's very good. And even if you have watched it, rewatch it again. It's a good movie. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, love, peace, and chicken grease. Ring. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm not going to stop saying it. Okay.